Hello everyone, and welcome to Andrew's Art Duchy. So I'm currently in the midst of decorating my rental apartment, and I've been working to select furniture and spruce up the place with some unique vintage treasures. This is my first time getting to do something like this, and I thought it'd be fun to unbox some of my recently acquired items with you. I've also got way too many boxes piling up, and I've got to get some of this stuff out before I end up on an episode of Hoarders, so let's dive in. Alright, so to kick off today's video, I'm going to be starting with a beautiful vintage Hurricane swag lamp. Hurricane lamps have these glass shades that originally would have protected a candle flame from a strong gust of wind. And this particular one is in pretty good condition, and I think it has a lot of character. And while it is the priciest item I bought at $75, most of the ones I found online were actually hundreds of dollars, so I can live with it. I think these old lamps are just really interesting. And while I don't exactly love this floral pattern, I look forward to replacing it the next time I'm feeling crafty. Maybe with something kind of in an Art Nouveau style. By the way, you may have noticed these nifty milk glass items here, which I opened last night off camera. They're covered in something called the hobnail pattern, and that was super popular in the 1950s. Visually, I think it's really exciting. I actually got all three items for just $8 on shopgoodwill.com. Moving on to box number 2 and my next thrifted find, I have a really lovely assortment of silver plate items. Look at that. To be honest, I'm feeling a bit like a kid in a candy store with all of this antiquated bling. Holy moly. Now these were being sold as a bundle and I got them for just under $20, also at shopgoodwill.com. Check out the colors in this patina. Despite their antique look, most of these are actually from the 1960s. As for this pretty little velvet-lined box, I didn't really have a use for it, or an idea of how it was supposed to fit in with the other tabletop items, but I think it's just too beautiful to resell, and I want to find a use for it. Thankfully, I did pick up these teaspoons on eBay for around $8 the other day. Aren't they cute? Let's see how they fit. Seems I'm in luck. It's a match made in tabletop heaven, and I can't wait to feature these in a classy-ass tea party. And speaking of tea, wait till you see what I have next. I'm so excited. This is the very first proper teapot I have ever owned. Now, in researching this beautiful floral paisley teapot, it was hard to nail down an exact date. It could be anywhere from the 1930s to the 1970s based on my research. In any case, I got it for $15 on eBay. Now, a lot of times you maybe can't find the exact teacup that goes with the teapot, so I did a bit of scouring on eBay and I found a set of teacups that I think will pair nicely with this teapot, so let's find out. So what do you think? Personally, I kinda like that they don't match perfectly. I think it adds to the fun of the set. The only source I could get on the teacups is that they appear to be from the 1950s. I've been looking to convert to tea from coffee for a while. This might just do the trick. I did notice there's a little hole in the lid. I'm not sure if this is original or somebody drilled it in. In any case, I don't really mind too much. I learned there's a whole teapot culture online with people looking for different brands. This one's mark had kind of worn away, although the teacups still have theirs and they are by Rosina. So before I put this set away, I did buy 2 other teapots. I went down a bit of a rabbit hole last week looking for ones that I liked, and I couldn't just pick one, so let me go do a little fishing and I'll be right back. So here I have another similarly busy floral pattern, but with a bit of an oriental flair. It's of a Chinese manufacturer, and I love the way these complement the first set with the contrasting dark and light colors. However, this next one is far and away going to be my absolute favorite teapot. I already know it. Now this is not terribly old, it's actually from the 1990s, but it does commemorate the 15th century Battle of Agincourt. I'm a huge English history nerd, and the Sadler Pottery Company used to make a lot of these collectible teapots featuring various historical monarchs and events. It would be really fun to start a collection of all the different varieties someday, maybe when I have a little bit more space. I've also spent quite enough for now, and I'm super happy with what I did get. Continuing on, I have another set of candle holders, this time in a beautiful shade of amber. I got them to complement this wonderful cake stand by Fostoria, and I actually picked that up last year. By the way, this thing was actually the catalyst that kind of ignited my obsession with vintage items. It was the first time I really noticed the difference in quality, materials. A lot of these things were just made with a lot more artistry than you get with items sold today, and I can't help but marvel at the craftsmanship. My next find is this fabulous dinnerware by Wedgwood. I got 10 dinner plates, 4 salad plates, and 3 teacups, all for $45 on shopgoodwill.com. That's right, I just couldn't resist getting a few more teacups. This is a highly collectible pattern known as the Devon Rose, and sells for a lot on eBay. Gorgeous as these are, I don't actually need this many plates, so I'll probably try and resell some and recoup some of my expenses. And to make my next dinner party even more special, I picked up a couple sets of napkin rings. These ones, featuring natural dried flowers in an epoxy resin, will pair nicely with the Devon Rose dinner plates. I found them along with the flashy gold set here on eBay for around $15. So I've only got 4 more. I know what these 2 are, and I'm excited to share them as the finale. But I'm not sure what these 2 are, and they just arrived as I was filming, and FedEx came and dropped them off, so let's find out. So it turns out this is a couple of old frames that I ordered. These are my favorite items to thrift because, as you probably know, traditional framing is so expensive. So I get such a kick of finding cool, unique artwork in beautiful frames of different shapes and sizes at a fraction of the cost. And even if the artwork isn't to my personal taste, I will often replace it with something at Staples on the cheap. Okay, here we go, grand finale. I didn't realize how much work it was going to be unboxing all this stuff. But this time, I've got something really cool for you. What did I tell you? 2 pendulum clocks with some vintage pizzazz. Of the 2, my eye is more drawn to the regulator model. These are prized for their timekeeping accuracy. Plus, it's also already ticking right out of the box. Unfortunately, it's missing the top ornament and was banged up in transit, but I really don't mind a little restoration project to keep me busy. The other cool thing about this clock, it's got a winding key. Now that is a really neat feature. The way it works is you wind the left side first, followed by the right, winding them until you meet resistance. It also should have a working chime, so let's find out. Nice. Now this other model here is battery operated, but I just couldn't pass it up. It's got my last name and first name's initials right on the pendulum. It was basically screaming at me to buy it. And would you believe I got both of these for just $65, which I think is a fantastic price. Thanks so much for joining me in this thrifting extravaganza. I'd say I got a pretty good haul. My china cabinet looks very full now and very happy. At least I'm very happy. I'll probably work on restoring this in a Patreon episode, and there's a link to my page in the description below. So until next time, remember to keep learning, keep dreaming, and always remember to stay creative, especially when it comes to your home decor. Bye-bye.